So you want to learn physics. Cool. Delete everything but the cube. And now select it, GZ1, enter. That's going to line it up with the floor. Make a plane, scale it up. And sorry, this is a beginner tutorial. So in the plane, down here in the physics properties, you select it and put rigid body. Now change the type from active to passive. So now it won't move. Passive is like the floor, so it's still a rigid body, but it won't move. Now it's important if you want to make your collision look cool. Grab the annotation pencil, and now you can write. Change it from the 3D cursor up here to the surface. Now you can draw on your cube, just scribble it out. Scribble all your stress out. And yeah, that's cool. Okay. Now you want to hit, not about Blender, Jesus. Edit, Preferences, and in the Atoms tab, go for Cell Fracture. Now, I already have it. I have it enabled. You just check it and save Preferences. And now, once you hit F3, or if you're on a Mac like me, you have to hit Function F3. Look for Cell Fracture, and there it is, the first one. Okay, now be sure to have your cube selected. Now change it from Own Particles to Annotation Pencil, and just keep the source limit at 100. That's okay. Recursive Shatter, change to 1, and down here in the scene, in collection, you have to make a new collection so that all the fractured pieces go into the new collection, so you don't have a bunch of bricks everywhere. Now once you hit OK, you're going to see that, and now you have to let it load, and it's about done. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Now you're going to see it looks kind of weird. That's because the cube is still in there. Okay, so you can either delete it, or yeah, I'm just gonna delete it. Now we don't need the annotation anymore, so select it. Up here in Note, you see there's gonna be 1. You just delete it. Okay, done. Now we have individual pieces, but nothing happens if we play the timeline. So select any piece. I'm gonna go with that one, and this is important. Rigid body, active, and dynamic. Now go up here into Object, Rigid Body, Calculate Mass, and select brick. And now I'm going to wireframe by pressing Z and select them all. And you know if you're doing it right if the piece that you selected earlier is orange or yellow. Okay, so that's the active one. Sorry about that. Now go with all of them selected, go to Object, Rigid Body, Copy from Active. Okay, now they have all rigid bodies, or else we would have needed to select them all and do the whole thing. Now look at that. That is really cool. I think we can make it cooler though. So select 1, remember. Oh yeah, I forgot this. Dynamics, deactivation, start deactivated. Let's see how that works. Rigid body, copy from active. Okay, go. Yeah, nothing happens. So what we did there was tell every one of these is that start deactivated until another rigid body hits it, so it won't fall due to gravity. So we can add a sphere, make this a rigid body, and you have to check dynamic. Okay, now move it up a bit so it's not colliding with the floor. Put a location keyframe, and in the 10 maybe, or the 5, go straight up. Okay, now let's see how it works. Yeah, cool. Now if you want to change the force a bit, you can select the second keyframe and move it up to like the 20. Cool. Well, I like better the last one. You can do that if you like. This tutorial could end here, but we like to take things to the next level. I deactivated the activation with an active keyframe, select them all, rigid body and copy frame active. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm just going to tell you one quick thing. Why you should subscribe. And I'm not asking you to, I'm telling you why you should. In this channel, we make things the way they actually happen the first time that you do things one time around. So for example, other channels would just skip to the part that they got it right, or skip any problems that they got during the recording. But I don't do that, because I know what it's like to be a beginner, and I understand people that want to learn the way that actually learning happens. Okay, so you should subscribe if you want to see things that actually work and problems you might get during the tutorials. So now you can select everything and duplicate it, maybe like 3 times or 4, and hit go. Now, as you can see, this is much heavy to render, but it looks cool. Yeah, look at that. That looks super sick. And even the pieces are falling out of the plane. And once it's rendered, it's gonna go by much faster. And if you see here, we can change the surface response to friction and bounciness. Let's see how that works. Okay. Yeah, you can instantly see a difference. So we changed the friction so that the pieces move a lot slower. But now I pumped it back up. I mean, if you lower the friction, it goes faster, like ice. Cool, cool, very cool. So once you play the whole thing, it's gonna run smoother because it's already loaded into memory. Excellent. Now I want to make something different. This is still part of the tutorial. Okay, select everything but the cube. Now this is gonna be a bit faster. I'm gonna make my buildings, and we're gonna destroy it. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's just make although this isn't a modeling tutorial, so I'm going to keep it simple. And I already have a tutorial on building, so you might want to go check that out. It's really cool. Okay, this is just low poly buildings. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to select the array modifier and change it to 0, and on the Z change it to 1. Okay, so the Z. Now just up the count, not 50. That is way too much. Okay, there you go. That's fine. Now apply the modifier, annotation pencil, 3D cursor, change the surface, and scribble away. Perfect. Self-fracture annotation pencil, recursive shader 1, maybe lower this down, it's gonna be heavy to render. There you go. Okay, so I just went through this process very quickly, but if you got lost you can just go back to the video and do it again. Okay, so it's done. Although, why is it that we have only 3 pieces? Let's just do it again. Delete it. Yeah, delete. Okay. That is very weird. So factory annotation pencil 1. Yeah. It didn't work. That is so weird, but who cares? Let's just leave the tutorial here and not make it too long. And if you liked it, you can give it a like. If you don't, don't. If you want to subscribe to see things done the real way, do it. If not, not. I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying that you probably should. See ya.